Ever hear of Olga the Headless Woman? In the late 1930s, a story comes out about a woman who tragically loses her head. But thanks to scientific technology, doctors are able to technically keep the woman alive. The man responsible for saving her life is Dr. Egon Heimann from Hamburg, Germany. For those about to come at me in the comments, how about this? Hamburg, Germany. I could just see that happening. Olga would become a sensational sideshow act. She was even featured at the New York's World Fair in 1939. Observers would be shocked to see the body of a woman who was missing her head and who had pieces of wire and tubes coming from her neck itself. All while the woman's body would move on its own. This, of course, was an extremely realistic illusion. And throughout the years, other illusionists would copy the same concept. But the backstory would change. Some would say that her head was knocked off by a truck, while others would say it was eaten off by a shark attack. Apparently, this was achieved by having the model wear a full mask of mirrored panels. This way, they would reflect the tubing in the dark background, giving the appearance of no head. According to records, this illusion continued throughout the world and the US until the 1980s. I have to admit, it's a cool, spooky piece of history.
Feel like a monster.
I hate what I've become. The darkness has begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster.
East is north and west is south. I feel like I will never get out. I'm trapped.
Five facts about Foxy that you probably didn't know. 1. Foxy could have never existed. In fact, the game creator, Scott Cawthon, planned to create a beaver and a wolf animatronic, but changed his mind, and we got the Foxy that we know today. 2. In the first Five Nights at Freddy's, Foxy never attacks the first night and is not mentioned by the first phone guy's call. However, you can trigger his attack by being AFK for a minute where he will jump at you. 3. Foxy is the only animatronic to have a broken voice box. That's why he has a hole in the chest. 4. Scott designed Foxy during a bumpy car ride. He declared that it's the reason why Foxy looks so broken. 5. Even if he has a broken voice box, Foxy is able to sing randomly in FNAF 1. If you never heard him, this is how he sounds like.
Dad's out in the field. He is digging a post hole, using a post hole digger, heavy piece of equipment. He stops for a second, wipes his brow, looks back, and it's gone. And they find it 2 weeks later up in a tree. They start hearing voices at night in the air, speaking a strange language. They start seeing shapes outside the window at night, big, lurking humanoid shapes, hearing heavy footsteps outside, then hearing heavy footsteps inside. Then their animals started being mutilated. The tracks would lead out into the snow and then just be gone. Calves mutilated, cut up with surgical precision. Cats wiped out. Dogs that were vaporized. Hundreds of these incidents. Now this rancher, college-educated guy, religious guy, thinks the government is trying to run him off his property. So he's out there at night lurking with a gun trying to catch whatever government agents are doing this stuff. And it's not government agents, it was something else.
That's creepy, but have you heard of the Babadook?
The Babadook feeds on fear and guilt. In the mirror repeat his poem, Babadook. He will manifest in the darkness.
Do you dare to join the live?
That one time I had this creepy guy follow me to work in Korea. While I was getting coffee, I noticed this guy stop and wait for me. I pretended to be on my phone and recorded him because I thought it was so weird and creepy. Then he started walking into the same building I work at, and that's when he talked to me.
US. US. Yes. 네.
남자친구 한국말 할 줄 알았어.
한국어 몰라요. 근데 남자친구. 네.
Then he left.
Yeah, can you on?
Yeah, nurse.
And how old are your sons?
31.
Okay, what are their names?
Robert and Christopher.
And surname?
Chirpa.
Sorry?
Chirpa.
Okay. Alright, run away. What's your name?
Denise.
Denise, same surname?
Yeah.
Okay. Any weapons involved?
No, I don't know. I'm in the hall.
You're in the...
I'm in the hall.
Okay, try and calm down. We're on our way, okay? What's happened? What's started? What's started?
Did you get an ambulance as well, please?
What's that for? What's the ambulance for?
If he can't tell.
I need to know what's
What's he
happened.
done, Pete? He's stabbed me.
He's what?
He's been stabbed.
Who's
Please
stabbed?
hurry up.
Who's been stabbed?
He's been stabbed. He's been stabbed.
Okay. And how old is he?
He's 31.
Okay, where has he been stabbed?
I don't know. I'm in the hall. He's in the kitchen with my husband.
And who's done it? Who
I don't
stabbed him?
know. I wasn't there.
Okay. And where is it? I need to know.
In the kitchen.
No, I need to know where he's been stabbed on his body.
Pete, where's he been stabbed? Side.
And who has done it?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
And is he bleeding heavily?
Hang on.
So you need to apply some pressure to the wound.
Pete, can you apply some pressure to the wound? He's trying. He's not
Call me an ambulance on 844, please. Stab.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay. Is it your husband that's done it or your other son?
Stop it.
Your husband's trying to it. Where is the other son and have you
I
still
don't
got a
know where
knife
he's
on him?
gone.
Okay. So the one that's gone off is called?
Robert.
Right. How do you spell your last name?
P-E-R-C-U-A.
And where does he live?
Here.
And you don't know whether he's still got a weapon?
He hasn't got a weapon. I didn't see him with a weapon.
Has he left the house?
Yeah, but I don't know why.
And what, is Christopher conscious and breathing at the moment?
Is he breathing, Pete? Is he breathing? Yes. He's on his side. He's breathing.
So he is conscious, he is breathing.
After getting into a heavily drunken argument in the early hours of New Year's Eve in 2014, Robert brutally stabbed Christopher to death with a kitchen knife. The twin brothers were back at the family home in Hythe, Hampshire, and had been sharing a bedroom after both of their long-term relationships broke down. According to Robert's confession, the siblings often fought when drinking. He also claimed that his brother Christopher had been addicted to strong cannabis, which bothered Robert immensely. The killer said Christopher's personality had changed severely since becoming addicted to skunk, smoking up around 80 pounds worth every day. The two had been drinking beers together and reminiscing about the past on the eve of the killing, December 31st, 2013, when Robert had sent his new partner a text saying they were talking about the past and had things to sort out. The argument escalated when Christopher demanded one of Robert's beers, and he refused. According to Robert, who told the jury in court, when I looked up, he turned around with a kitchen knife in his hand. He was glaring at me. I thought, I've got to get the knife. My memory is a bit hazy, but we scuffled. He then reportedly heard his brother yelp, saying, I looked down, and I had the knife in my hand. He said he didn't see any blood, but realized that he had caught him. He had stabbed his twin once in the stomach with a knife. Once inseparable as children, the sobbing killer told the courtroom of his love for his brother. They both went into the building trade, Robert as a bricklayer and plasterer, Christopher as a carpenter, and often worked on jobs together. Their parents had been upstairs at the time of the stabbing. The brothers' mother, Denise, hurried to call 999 while Peter, their father, tried to save Christopher. In his drunken state, Robert panicked and ran out of the house without even stopping to put on shoes and attended a party with the woman he had been texting. Police arrested Robert in the early hours of New Year's Day. They told him that his brother was dead. Later, during an interview with police, Robert said, I killed my effing brother. 9 out of 10 times he would be alright. Just my luck he had to die on me. During his sentencing in October that same year, it came to light that Robert had served previous prison sentences for offenses of battery and affray in connection to domestic incidents involving his former romantic partners. Additionally, He had previous convictions for motoring offenses and other criminal charges. He claimed self-defense, but a jury found him guilty of murder, and Robert Serqua was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum of 13 years.